Hello, dear students. I'm your social teacher, and this year you got a new book. Basically, it's a different publisher as compared to your last year books. So, without wasting much of our time, let us straight away go into your new book and see what is there for us to learn in this new academic session. If you, before going to the chapter, if you just take one to the third page of your book, you could see that there are some states, capitals, and even language that is being mentioned in your text. It's basically our Indian states and their capitals and the languages which are mainly spoken in those states. Along with it, even the union territories are also mentioned. So before I go into the chapter, I would request you to kindly memorize these states, their capitals, and also the languages, which will help you in the long run as it would enhance your knowledge. All right, and even in between the chapter, some questions you may get related to this topic. Now if you go to the content, you see in total there are 18 chapters divided into 7 units. The first unit, which talks about our earth, and the very first chapter of the first unit tells us about globe, which is the model of the earth. Just go to page 7. I would read. Please look into your text, and in between, as I tell you to mark down the important lines, kindly do that. All right. So, what is the aim of this chapter? First of all, before we go through the chapter or before we begin the class, let us understand that why are we studying this chapter? What are we going to get by studying this chapter? See, after studying something, if you do not get any message, if you do not get to learn any valuable thing from that particular chapter, I feel studying that chapter is just a wastage of time. So therefore, before you go into the chapter, let us first learn that what is the aim of this chapter, what is the main objective of the chapter. So if you see in your text, it's clearly mentioned that by the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand, number one, that is definition of a globe. Next, meaning of latitude and longitude. Third, that is grid, which means locating different places. And fourth, the important parallels of latitude. So I would read the text. Please look into your text. All right. In between, I may ask you to underline some of the words, and at times you may also get some new words. So I would ask you to get the meaning of those words and submit it to me during your clarification hours. So pay attention. Okay, this is the live class explanation, plus at the same time all your classwork, homework, I would be reading it out here in the visual itself. So let us go with the introduction. That is, our earth is one of the 8 planets in the solar system. Basically, like right now our solar system consists of 8 planets, but however, when I was a student, that time we studied that our solar system had 9 planets. It's like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. That was one of the planet. But now the present education system, or you can say from currently, Pluto has been excluded from the solar system. Why? Because it is so far from the sun. So which is same like it's like, and moreover it's completely a ball of ice, you can say that, where there is no chance that at any moment or any kind of living being can exist out there. So therefore, that is another one reason, is it is very far away from the sun. Okay, so that is one of the main reason because of which it has been excluded from our solar system, and now it is taken into consideration that our solar system consists of 8 planets. Now, if we talk about our Earth, it is a kind of a unique planet, as because we all know the reason behind is that the presence of life. Underline that. Why Earth is called a unique planet. Underline it. Okay. The reason is, I repeat, just because of the presence of life on it, which no other planet as of now has any sort of living being in it. But however, scientists and all, they are doing several researches, experimentations is going on. Even recently in Mars, if you go through the general knowledge, the current affairs, you would come across that they are trying to find life on Mars. Okay, and such various experimentations are going on. If any one of you know such type of things, do share with me. I would like to share with the class. Now, the reason why life is possible on this planet, that is Earth, is because of two main things, that is the air and the water. In the olden days, it was believed that the Earth was flat, but and at the same time, when people had such sort of belief that the Earth was flat, people thought that if they would travel too far to the edges means to the borders, to the end, if they would travel too far to the edges, then since it is a flat surface, like it's a flat surface, so if they travel too far, there can be like instances, chances or situations where they can fall down from the edges, as because there would be an end. It's a flat surface, so they would fall off the flat surface. But however, various philosophers, explorers such as Pythagoras, Aristotle, Magellan, Copernicus, they have changed the opinion of the people about whatever the belief they had. The early people had the belief about the earth. As they say, these philosophers, the names which I told you just now, underline those philosophers, as they said that, the earth was round. And Sir Isaac Newton, he suggested that the earth was not only round, but in fact, it was not a complete round, perfect sphere, but was somewhat flat at the poles. Poles, North Pole, South Pole, right? So it's not completely round like a ball. We have football, basketballs, and all, not completely sphere, but a kind of oval in shape, a little bit of oval, not fully, but a little bit of flattened surface on top and at the bottom, north and south. So I hope you got a little bit introduction about the Earth, that uh, the reason why it is called a unique planet. First of all, I repeat, okay, a small recap of the introduction what we had. It's because life is present on it. Secondly, why life is present on it? Because of the air and the water. Third, what did the earlier people had a belief about our Earth? They believed that the Earth was flat. Fourth, how come this belief got changed? It is because of the various different philosophers and the explorers such as Pythagoras, Aristotle, Magellan, and Copernicus. And out of all this, there was one famous person, that was Sir Isaac Newton, who said that the earth was not completely sphere, it was not completely round or circle, but however, it was somewhat flattened at the poles. Clear? So, this points which I told you just now, note it down in your notebook. Alright? I hope I'm clear. Take these online classes seriously. It is no less than your offline classes. I must not get to know any kind of misunderstanding, or that sir, I was not like whatever you said, I did not get the homework or the classwork. If you have any doubt, you can approach me several times, but provided you listen to the class, what has been told to you. All right, first you listen properly and then come back to me. Without attending the class, without listening to the class, just it's an online class, no issue, we can go on with it. No, that is not accepted. Clear? Next topic, globe. Everybody look into your book. I'm not going to give you a kind of a picture presentation, or I hope you all have your textbook by now. If not, kindly go and get it from the school at the earliest as possible. Okay, so that when I take class, you can sit with your textbook. So the next topic is globe. What is globe? So globe is basically a representation. Now, what do you mean by representation? As I told you earlier before I started, that if there is any such kind of new word which is new to you, do underline that. So if some of you know the meaning of representation, well and good, or else I would suggest you underline the word. Okay, these questions can be included in your examinations as well. So what do you mean by representation? So as I told you, that globe is a spherical representation of the earth, and it represents the earth in a kind of a simple and very much accurate manner. Okay, now since I hope you all have seen a globe. A globe, it is, since it is a sphere, it helps us to understand or to visualize the earth and its surface. Now, this is which class? Class 5, right? Yeah, like basically there are so many classes, so I got confused. So let me see, it's class 5. Yeah, I'm correct. So coming back, as I told you that globe is quite accurate representation of the earth, and you might have come across in your earlier classes, the previous standards and all, I'm not aware of. If not, let me tell you now that major portion of our earth is underwater. In fact, it is said that 3 4, okay, if you divide the whole globe into 4 areas, all right. Now let me show you. Say for example, this is the earth. I hope you can see this is the earth. If you divide it into 4 areas, out of 4, 1 2 3, okay, say 4 areas, 3 areas are underwater. Am I clear? So therefore major portion of the earth is underwater, and the larger water bodies are called oceans. Underline, what is ocean? The larger water bodies, or the large water bodies, are called oceans. And how many oceans do we have? Our earth has got 5 oceans, the 5 major oceans, that is the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. Underline that as well, the name of the 5 major oceans. Okay, now what do you mean by continent? Look into your page number 8. It's clearly mentioned that the large land masses on the earth are called continent. Now what do you mean by land? You all know. What do you mean by masses? Land masses. So this word, I'm repeating it once again, like, so this will be your homework for the day. The words such as representation, masses, let me note it down so that when you submit me your homework during your clarification hours, I will cross verify with your answers. The first one is representation. Next, that is the large land masses, right? The large land masses on the earth are called continent. Now, our earth, as I told you, that we have got 5 major oceans. In similar manner, there are 7 continents that our earth has. The first one is Asia, Europe, North America, South America, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. Underline that as well. Okay, that the 7 continents that our earth has. Now, the globe shows us the shape and the location of the continents, oceans, and the seas that we have on earth. In fact, the globe also helps us to understand the earth's movement on its axis and around the sun. Around the sun in the sense like this is the way our time changes throughout the day, from morning to afternoon, evening, night, again morning. How does the rotation takes place? This all can be understood in a very easy manner with the help of globe. So that is another role that the globe plays. Okay, what does the globe do, or what is the function of a globe? These questions are important. Underline this. Next, the next paragraph, page number 8. We can see only half of the globe at a time. To see the other half, we have to turn it around. It can be turned around on a line passing through it. This line is called the axis. Underline, what do you mean by axis? I'll explain you. Let me read first of all. The 2 ends of the axis are called the poles. Underline that as well. The North Pole is situated at the top of the globe, and the South Pole is situated at the bottom of the globe. Alright, now let me come back. So axis, what do you mean by axis? Now, as it is mentioned in your book, that when you look at a globe, okay, you see at a time you can see only the half of the globe. The other half is at the back. Okay, so now it rotates automatically. The globe used to rotate, and that is called how the change of time takes place. Now, if we have to see the other half of the globe, we have to rotate the globe. All right, and when it is turned around, there is a line passing through it, and that line is called axis. I repeat, when we have to see the other part of the globe, or we can say the earth, it rotates, and when it rotates, there is a line which passes through it, okay, from the center, and that line is called the axis. Now, the axis has got 2 endpoint, like for example, the pen has got 2 endpoint. One is here, the other one is here, or you can say one is at the top, the other one is at the bottom endpoint. Likewise, similar with the axis. The one at the top is called the North Pole, and the one which is situated at the bottom of the globe, that is called South Pole. I hope I'm clear. Now, in between the poles, there is a kind of a circle which is an imaginary circle. Imagine, underline that word, imaginary, first of all, and I'll tell you what is imaginary, which is kind of not which doesn't exist in reality, but however you imagine in your imagination, in your thoughts. So there is an imaginary circle which is called the equator. I repeat once again, in between the poles there is an imaginary circle which is called the equator, and that is the 0 degree. Now it is the equator that divides the earth into two halves, that is the northern hemisphere, the upper portion, and the southern hemisphere. Now hemi, what do you mean by hemi? Hemi means half, north means top, south means bottom. Hemi means half. Okay, underline, it's given in your book, page number 8. As I told you, so the same thing is mentioned in your book, that the northern part of the equator is called northern hemisphere and the southern part of the equator is called southern hemisphere. All right. Now, let me give only two topics for the day, with the belief that whatever has been told to you, you will note down all the important point and the new words specially, and submit it to me during your clarification hours. Clear? Please click the pictures properly and do not forget to mention your name, class and section when you send me your homeworks. We shall not rush in hurry. The main, I believe that completing the syllabus is not what we must think about. We must first think about what to learn. What is the new thing that we are going to learn today? Okay, focus on learning, not on completion of syllabus. So today we will do just two topics, that is the introduction, the globe, and yes, the third page of your book, where the states, capitals, languages, union territories, and their capitals and languages are also mentioned. You need to memorize, mug it up. All right. Any moment there can be surprise online classes, online tests for you as well. Okay, where you'll be given a limited time period. It's not that you being sitting at home you'll be able to copy as you feel like. No. So memorize all of them, and by God's grace, if very soon, I believe this pandemic situation will get over. So when you will come for your offline physical classes, we can have one-on-one classes, discussions, class test. So go through this. That's all for the day. Be at home. Do not move out. Take care of yourself. Okay? Wear masks. Alright then. See you in the next class. Take care. Study well.